Our planet has never been fully at peace, in spite of the incalculable losses and tragedies of war. Our history is plagued with conflict. Is our future doomed to be the same? Some think that violence and conflict is part of human nature, but is that really true? What would it take for our civilization to end war? Our economies can't afford war, and our souls cannot resonate with it. Yet we wage it again and again. We use religion and politics to justify war, but the wars of these times are about hunger for resources. Consumerism is leading people away from the natural compassion for others that would make violence inconceivable. Greed is eclipsing our awareness of the deeper spiritual nature that God has put in all sentient beings, driving a machine of overconsumption that requires nations to stockpile, seeking from abroad the reserves that belong to others. This should be unthinkable in a civilized world, as it brings no advantage to either side. Yet today's diminishing resources and growing populations keep people wanting more than they need, stripping the sustenance of those whose needs then go unmet. But these people that have been oppressed by deprivation are rising up now, not only to gain freedom, but for the more essential things: food, water, and security. This is the kind of war that we have today, one that produces consequences far more costly than any achievable benefit. So it is not only a huge moral issue, it's a practical matter. Our emphasis on continuous growth is draining the planet and destroying our natural heritage. As we maintain this course, we fuel the wars that bring about a prolonged decline. This can eventually destroy humanity and enslave it to other powers in the universe. Yet war is not inevitable. If the natural compassion that resides in our deeper nature can prevail, we can change the course of our violent history. We have the innate power to trace a redeeming path for the world if greater sensitivity, awareness, and personal accountability can be reawakened in enough people. Only if we abandon our indulgence and our quest for endless growth can we become self-reliant on a local basis and sustain the ability of our nations to remain stable and care for the people without waging war on their neighbors. Embracing this kind of genuine life, rather than pouring our anger into the engine of war, will require great change by many, but it's the only way we can end the compulsion for overconsumption that is betraying our divine nature and stoking hostility between nations. Technology cannot do this. Only a deeper conscience can redeem the individual's humane nature and move people to care for others. Can we see ourselves as one people and not divided tribes? Or do we need the shock of war's horrors to awaken the true spirit that lives deep within each one of us? The temptation to take sides will be powerful, but we can still turn the tide to compassion and responsibility and choose peace. The engine of war is in our hands. If enough minds and hearts can change, war can be ended.